Hi everyone, welcome to my Wonderland of Shari Wonders YouTube channel. With lots of love, shall we start a new folk story of 90s kids, Kagamma and Gubbamma's story? Let's get started. Once upon a time in a vibrant village there lived two friends, Kagamma, who owned a humble mud house, and Gubbamma, who had a sturdy stone house. Despite their different homes, one day, the friends decided to visit the bustling market to buy fresh vegetables and sweets. The sun shone brightly as they wandered through the stalls, chatting and laughing. However, dark clouds soon gathered overhead, and a heavy rainstorm erupted, drenching everything in its path. They rushed to a nearby shop, but the rain fell harder, and the streets quickly filled with water. They watched as cats and dogs scurried for cover, their fur soaked and matted. After a while, the storm eased, and the friends decided it was time to return home. As they made their way back, Kagamma's heart sank. "I hope my house is still standing," she said, worry etched on her face. As Kagamma continues to knock on doors of her friends and ask for help, her determined expression gradually gives way to dejection and worry. Her eyes, which were once bright and hopeful, begin to droop and lose their sparkle. Her feathers, which were once puffed out with confidence, start to ruffle and lose their luster. As she faces rejection after rejection, Crow's thoughts likely turn to feelings of isolation, loneliness, and despair. She may wonder if anyone will ever be willing to help her. After the storm had passed and Kagamma's mud house lay in ruins, she felt lost and desolate. With nowhere else to turn, she approached her friend Gubbamma's stone house, hoping for shelter. "Gubbamma, please open the door. I'm cold and scared," she called out. From inside, Gubbamma replied, "I'm sorry, Kagamma. I'm preparing dinner for my husband and children. Please wait." Kagamma shivered in the chilly air, her heart sinking as she continued to plead. "Gubbamma, I need your help. I'm really cold out here." Again, Gubbamma's voice came back, "I'm serving food to my family right now. Just a little longer." Time passed, and Kagamma, determined, kept asking for shelter. Finally, Gubbamma relented, opening the door. "All right, come in. I can't let you freeze outside." Kagamma stepped inside, grateful yet anxious. Gubbamma served her a warm meal and prepared a cozy bed for her to rest. Kagamma lay down, exhausted, but her mind was racing with thoughts of what to do next. As Gubbamma returned to her own bed, she suddenly heard a strange sound coming from Kagamma's room, "Katam katam, katam katam." "What's that noise?" Gubbamma called out, concerned. "Nothing, Gubbamma." Kagamma replied, trying to sound nonchalant. "I'm just eating a areca I bought from the market. It's a bit hard, so you're hearing that sound." Satisfied, Gubbamma drifted off to sleep, unaware of Kagamma's true intentions. While everyone else was asleep, Kagamma quietly rummaged through the supplies in the room. Her eyes gleamed at the sight of the bags of peas stored there. She began to eat, not stopping until she had emptied all the bags. Before dawn broke, Kagamma, feeling guilty yet emboldened by her actions, decided to leave before Gubbamma woke up. She carefully slipped through the window, hoping to avoid confrontation. As the first light of day filled the room, Gubbamma awoke to a shocking sight. The bags of peas were empty, and Kagamma was nowhere to be found. She rushed to the window and saw Kagamma disappearing into the distance. Anger surged through Gubbamma as she realized what had happened. "Kagamma. How could you?" she cried, her heart heavy with betrayal. Tears streamed down her cheeks as she made a decision then and there. "I will never trust Kagamma again. Friendship shouldn't be built on deceit." From that day on, Gubbamma learned to be cautious. Though her heart ached for her friend, she understood that trust is fragile, and it must be cherished. Meanwhile, Kagamma, having lost not only her home but also her friend's trust, wandered alone, beginning to realize the true cost of her actions. In the quiet of the village, the echoes of their friendship faded, replaced by the lessons learned in the wake of betrayal.